and on day 97, I finally had enough emerald blocks for my beacon. On day 98, I had some extra time to explore the lush cave under the azalea tree I found earlier on. I found a mine shaft on the way down, but there was no time for that, so I kept going until I found it. The lush cave I had been waiting to explore. And yeah, quite underwhelming. Nowhere near as nice as the one I found in my mine, so I grabbed the diamonds I found and flew out. After a drive by Milken, I had everything I needed for the Wither fight, so I hopped on Teddy and rode over to the Badlands portal. That's right, no underground tunnels or end portal cheese here. I was fighting the Wither fair and square on the surface. Starting the fight with other mobs around sounded like a death wish, so I killed the rest of the night by killing everything in sight.
I will end you!
With the sun out and all the mobs dead, it was go time. This was the only thing left between me and completing all of the goals I had set. The fight was easier than expected, but it was my first time fighting the Wither legitimately, so I didn't want to be underprepared. With the Wither defeated, there was only one goal left to complete. I raced home, placed all the blocks for my beacon, and boom. Just like that, I had completed all my goals within 100 days. I killed the dragon, got full netherite gear, killed the Wither, got a full beacon, and had a place I could call home. It wasn't complete yet, but it was a start. I still have many ideas for this place, which I've written down here, and I'll be working on them in the future. Here it was, day 100, the final day. I took this time to expand the path a bit, even adding some of the rooted dirt I'd found. Then I built a new shack for Teddy alongside the barn, and filled it with hay and water. With the day coming to an end, I climbed up into my tower, played the music disc I had got from the Woodland Mansion, and watched the sunset over everything I had created. After the sunset, I still had one thing left to do. I grabbed the soup that I had been saving since day 1 and finally ate it. Turns out it was my favorite flavor: poison. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. This took over 100 hours to put together, so if you did enjoy, please leave. So I've recently passed day 1000 in my hardcore world, and like nobody else ever, I had this cool idea to make a movie showcasing everything I've accomplished so far. In it, you'll get to see just how much better my editing and video quality has gotten since the start of my channel, and see how my style has evolved over the last 6 months. So, kick back, grab a snack, and enjoy the movie. In standard fashion, the first thing I needed was wood. Lucky for me, I spawned in a tree, and I instantly spotted a shipwreck along the beach. I got some wood, and decided to loot the shipwreck before making any tools. In the shipwreck, I found iron, lapis, a coal helmet, and some nasty looking soup. Using the iron, I made myself some iron gear, skipping wood and stone tools completely. I grabbed some more wood and some sugarcane, and climbed a tree to get a better view of my surroundings. Jumping down, I noticed there was some lapis in the water, so I mined it, thought about following the shiny light, and decided that I didn't want to drown. Back on the surface, I introduced myself to the local wildlife and continued my journey inland. At the top of a hill, I spotted a few pumpkins, collected them, and high-fived a cow. I ended up next to a river and decided it would be easier to make a boat. I was starting to get hungry, so I cooked some food and thought about eating the nasty soup I found. To make things interesting, I decided I would save it and eat it on day 100. During my trip, I made a quick stop to mine some coal, then continued sailing. The sun was already setting, so I was thinking about stopping for the night when I turned around and saw a village, the perfect place to start out. I looted the chests, locked the villagers inside their houses for their own safety, and went to sleep. Except I didn't. In this episode, I'm not going to be sleeping at all, because I need as much time as possible to complete all my goals. I went back outside, high-fived some more cows, and got ambushed. Then I stole this nitwit's potatoes and killed my first zombie. I found some armor stands with some iron armor and completely forgot how armor stands work. Luckily, this creeper helped me out with one of them, and I remembered that I could use my hands for more than swinging an axe. With half a set of iron armor, I made my way over to an empty house and claimed it as my own. I emptied my inventory into a chest, cooked some food, and from what I could hear going on outside, I was probably going to need it. I stepped outside and immediately got attacked by a baby. Lucky for me, most of the zombies were stuck. I'm not sure what these things are supposed to be, but they're great for trapping mobs. I spent the rest of the night trying to get a zombie for my future iron farm, but not a single one would pick up an item. On day 1, I wasted no time and began digging out a room for my iron farm. I went back up to the surface to grab some beds and noticed an azalea tree right next to the village. I decided to come back and explore this later. I continued working on the farm, and definitely didn't refer to a tutorial or anything. My iron pick broke while making the farm, so I upgraded it to stone. Wait, what? That night, I released the villagers, and to my surprise, they actually made their way down to the farm on their own. I was so happy that I jumped down the hole, and yeah, this was way too close. I sealed the villagers into their new home, then went back up to the surface to get a zombie for the farm. Before I could, I was surrounded by 3 creepers and a skeleton. This skeleton was insane. He tried using the creepers as a weapon, but I was saved by my shield. Realizing his mistake, he tried to escape in my boat, but I was too quick for him. I started a zombie train, and finally got a zombie to pick up an item. He fell right into my trap, and I could already hear the iron farm working. But in order to finish this farm, I was going to need some lava. On day 2, I made a field for a wheat farm, and collected a bunch of seeds. 2, to be exact. And I realized I was going to have to find a place with more grass if I wanted to finish this farm. But first, I needed to finish my iron farm. After a little exploring, I found a plains biome and thought it might have lava. I stumbled across a cave that had a light coming from the inside, got excited, and realized it was just lichen. I decided to go a little deeper and actually found lava. When I got home, I placed the lava in the iron farm and found 2 pirates having a staring contest.
Đón chờ, thứ 3 làm đẹp, siêu hội mỹ phẩm hàng tuần trên Shopee. Vô vàn sản phẩm hot, sale đến 50%, miễn hết phí ship ngay toàn bộ đơn mỹ phẩm. Và cập nhật liền tay những xu hướng làm đẹp thời thượng. Shopee, thứ 3 làm đẹp, lướt Shopee ngay. Shopee.